Ladies and gentlemen, we got a special guest in the building today. Man, we've been waiting to get this brother on here for quite a few, for a good minute, man. So I got to introduce him properly. Eric Notez, the actor, the rapper, the music artist. Man, what's going on, Eric? How you feeling, bro?
Feeling good. We're blessed to be here. I'm feeling well. Just blessed to be alive. You know what I'm saying? Working hard and having the ability to be here for this interview right now. It's a blessing.
Yes, sir. Man, appreciate it, bro. Man, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. I know like I said, we was trying to get him on here. We was trying to find the right spot. I'm like, nah, we got to somehow, some way, and finally, like, we got you in. So, man, thank you for your patience too, man.
Of course. I'm a firm believer in, everything's just gonna happen and land where it's gonna land at the right time. It's gonna happen and it's gonna be ordained the right way.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
I agree. I agree. So, real quick, man, tell us exactly where you from now.
Okay, I'm from New York.
Okay.
I was born in Manhattan, raised up in Queens and Jersey, and came upstate New York in Kingston, New York, and that's the first capital. It's the Hudson Valley. A lot of shit going on up here.
Yeah.
I'm a fast-paced guy, though. My heart, my movements, my hustle speaks New York City all the way. Thing is, with me, I got a family, so I started at 18 and kind of slowed me down a little bit, so I kind of stayed in these areas. Plus, shit ain't cheap.
Man.
Living in the big cities, a lot of us know.
Yeah.
A lot of sacrifices that come with that. But
yeah. Yes, sir. I agree. We were just talking about that earlier about the prices and like, man, how everything's skyrocketing but real quick, man, what you rocking a jersey right there?
Of course, man. He gotta rock the
yeah.
Knicks, man. Of course.
Listen, this was intentional.
Yeah.
I could have woke up, and threw anything on, but I said, I know I'm gonna be sitting behind my blue backdrop. The Knicks is about to play. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna go out like some champions right now for this interview.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love it, bro. I love it, man.
I got the Spreewell on. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's the realest Nick ever. Well, I ain't gonna say ever, but
Yeah.
He got the choker coach, so shout out to him.
We got a couple of beasts until we had,
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, where did you get your start in your journey into acting?
Okay. So around 2016, I was still heavy in music, but there's a musician, this kid, he's a singer from the town named Courtney Simmons. He was like, yo, you want to do background? It's some local production, whatever. I said, all right. He said, you make $80. You want to chill there for the day. So I was like, okay. Anytime anybody brought up acting, I was already down for. I was like, yo, when I'm interested in something, and I know that, in the future that I'm headed towards it, anything, don't matter what it is, I'm gonna figure out all the information I need to find out to figure out how to execute an opportunity. So this one, I was like, okay, went over, did some background. I was sitting in the Holden area in this little house, and the director, Kevin Phillips, he pulled me in. He was like, I was just getting acquainted with everybody that's been doing the acting thing. Like a lot of people had some time under their belt in their journey. He was like, yeah, this is how it's like. They're telling me how it's all like. I'm like, okay. Next thing you know, Kevin pulls me in, puts me in the main scene with the characters. And he's like, just improvise some lines. I was hyped. I was like, shit, all right. This thing going all right today. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's how it started. From there, we finished that. They finished the film. I got into a little trouble, whatever. I came home. I was on parole, and it's like 3 a.m. and I'm on Netflix, and I see the movie title pop up. I'm like, oh shit, Super Dark Times. I'm like, this shit out. You know what I'm saying? So I go to click on it. It said available September. So 2 months later, I got to see myself on the screen. I was like, oh, say word. So then I was like, damn, I might really got to do this. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, it took a little gap of time between 2016 and like 2018, 19, because I had bought a food trailer so I can be flexible with my schedule. I had left the street shit alone. You know what I'm saying? Bought the food trailer. I was like, all right, well, this is an investment that's going to make sense. Because all the music investments were falling apart around me. Like, they did what they did, but anyway, fast forward 2019. I said, I was always on YouTube, and I started seeing Wendy Elaine Wright on YouTube in the Hollywood Winner Circle. And I like straight shooters, and I like people that talk shit and they curse in their first line because I know I could be real with them.
Yeah. That's Wendy.
I'm like, all right. So I was really gravitated towards that. I was like, I think let me figure out what this is about. Boom. I told you, once my mind's on it, nothing stops me. So I started making the investment. I paid for the Winner Circle course, whatever. Best thing I ever did for me personally, because I was around nothing but actors and actor community, answering any question. Boom, boom, boom. I'm learning mad shit. So I was like, okay, boom. From there, I did the process. I hooked up with. I was just trying to figure out how can I sharpen up. So I started figuring out where I can go to train, what I can do. So there was things called like Actors Connection in New York City, and there were like intensives. So I would pay for intensives with certain like casting directors or coaches, whatever. And then I started realizing, no, I got to do more. The intensives not going to cut it. Boom. Then I started learning about just everything, like IMDb, because I didn't even know what IMDb was. I didn't know what this was. So casting, I got with casting networks because they was like, yo, you should start doing background because that's how you're going to earn your vouchers. I said, all right. Got with casting networks, got with central casting, because you have to be with central casting for a lot of those background productions in New York, whatever.
Yeah.
And I just started jumping on set everywhere. And then I started figuring out who I can coach with, who I can learn with, you know? And then there was a local joint, an open casting call for I Know This Much Is True, which is it was a short series on HBO, Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
And, they selected me to be one of the inmates or whatever in the mental hospital. I was like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I was just happy they selected me. You know, anytime somebody's taking a liking to me, I'm like, yeah, we're taking a step forward. All right.
Yeah.
We got on that set. Ended up, I almost had speaking lines physical interaction with Mark Ruffalo too.
Yeah.
Which was lit. I was like, oh, they cut the scenes because I was bullying them.
Well, man.
Damn. It was like they didn't use it because I was hoping because I had to like throw a hacky sack at him, intimidate him, take a cigarette out of his mouth. And then then things changed up a little bit. So it was fine though. I mean, it was great. Met Mark. I was just inspired by that interaction. We exchanged information. I got all 3 of my vouchers on that one set.
Nice.
But
nice.
But background, listen, I'm a huge, we'll get into that. I'm sure you'll ask me, but you know, where my gear is like, yo, did the background on this, how much I love this shit. I'm sorry to go so in depth because there's so much.
No, it's cool, bro.
But bro, I had just got back surgery, bro. The day I left back surgery, I was trying to get on Raising Kanan so bad and on power shit. Bro, the day I had back surgery, I drove, they told me not to, I drove from fucking Jersey to Brooklyn to play a detective walking through the park. Son, I was in so much pain walking through that park.
Ooh. Ooh.
Bro, because right now I'm on Raising Kanan right now. Like I'm on the last, the newest season. I'm like binge watching it right now. So when I heard your voice, I'm like, I wonder has he ever been on Raising Kanan. Power is Power Book 2 is cool. Don't get me wrong. But you Raising Kanan, you would kill that.
I would love that, yo. Also, we did another background day in there, like a couple, like a season later, whatever. And we was with Unique, you know what I mean? With my dog Joey Badass. Yeah. And we was in the jail, and that was a fun scene when he got into a fight in the jail. I thought I was gonna be on camera on that one. You know, I not too thirsty, but thirsty to get on that camera because it was like Joey's about to walk through, so they kind of had like first person view. So I was like, "Fuck it, let me make a gesture to kind of get up in there to dab Joey up." And Mario Van Peebles was like, "Yeah, I like that. I like that." Stay right there, and like the camera's right on me for a second. But yeah. He ended up seeing me in the back, man. But it's all good though. You know what I'm saying? But you know, let me fast all the way forward because we can talk about this shit for days. Wendy like knew my character type. She said, "Y'all, you got this thing about you. I want to get with you with James Salamone."
Yeah.
So, bro, I was like, "Fuck it." I got with James, did a couple classes and shit. You know what I'm saying? And still go. And then, you know, he just put me on the game about building these relationships with these casting directors. And that's what I've been doing ever since. And, you know, on top of a lot of other stuff, man. A lot of other things. I was a part of a lot of different films. I mean, a good bit. We shooting some stuff. But, you know, if you have any questions, I don't want to just keep running with it. But go ahead.
Yeah. Nah, it's all good, bro. 'Cause that's, you know, this platform is for, you know, actors like you. Because, you know, we actors too. And that's how, you know, we get to, you know, vibe and chill and talk and get to learn as well. And that's like we here to highlight you. And so, trust me, you're not the only one who said that when somebody come on and be like, "Man, I'm sorry if I'm rambling." Nah, bro, this is for you. This is why we like talking and like learning more about you.
Yeah, that's because we kind of have that respect for each other, and the humility, you know, like the humbleness, kind of, you know, because we've all seen defeat. We've all seen those moments where we're like, you know, and we know what people go through. So we don't, you know, I do walk with a confidence in my walk, but I definitely have my days.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, perfectly said too. And quick shout out to Wendy Elaine Wright and James Salamone. We just recently had James Salamone on here too. A nice guy and real cool
great
guy.
guys. You know, he's straight up too. He'll tell you like, you know what I'm saying? And can I make a shout out? I want to shout out to everybody that's ever played, you know, because I know y'all gonna look at this interview because it's one of the hottest platforms smoking. So we just wanna shout out everybody that's ever played a role in our career, whether the words of encouragement, pointing in the right direction, accountability, just all those different things. Because without any of that in my career, like I would really feel like there's just no meat in it, man. The community really makes us what we are, and kind of helps us out the nest, bro, until we fly.
Yeah, man. Now I got the raps. You from the Mecca? That's New York. That's where it came from. So I gotta ask you, who's your favorite rappers? Like past, present.
Okay. All right. Well, Tupac is a very vital part in my whole upbringing. Pac was my favorite. Pac now it was hands down. I am a New York guy. I love that New York, that sound that was coming out. But at the same time, we love Detroit. You know what I'm saying? We love Dilla. You know, and we love Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Because we love Common, and same way we like the new guys. So I don't know, all around, I'm a big hip hop head, but I'll say right now, the shit that really speaks to me, right now, we're gonna go with Griselda, you know, Benny the Butcher, Conway the Machine, a lot of them guys from upstate, from Buffalo, because they talk that talk. I came from that world. I was in that dope boy era for myself. You know what I'm saying? That's how I survived a long time. Moving through it, it's just real shit. It's like it makes you stronger, and if you can get out before it breaks you, and you can actually make something of yourself, you know what I'm saying? You're a champion. And who else, man? I'm gonna shout out my man Neek Bucks. I'm gonna just shout out them guys. I mean, you know, I like Friday. I like Cocky Cobb. Cat that just dropped that Dark Nights with he got Meek and Friday on his track. I like the new guys that I kind of bumped into, that I kind of like made acquaintances with, that are not super huge, but that are really speaking something, because I recognize I'm inspired by them, bro, because I couldn't keep running with this rap shit. It was tiring me out. Like, I can't lie. Like, I know I'm still talented. I got songs with you know, with a lot of great legends. It's just that I was a one-man team and I can't do it by myself. And me personally, I didn't know how to do it with a team because my team has always been my family and I always had to prioritize. So everything I did was squeezing in here and there, squeezing the change here and there. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Like I said, my journey's crazy.
Nah, I feel you. It was a period in time where New York was just killing it. I don't know how old you are, but I remember Yo MTV Raps.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was my shit, boy. That was my shit back then. And
that's Fat Five Freddy.
Yeah, Fat Five Freddy. Yeah. And Nas to me is my favorite New York rapper.
Love Nas.
Yeah.
That's
Love Nas. Especially what he did the past couple of years.
Yeah.
That run he went on with Hit Boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like
what?
Crazy.
The Magic series, the King's Disease 3 shit was killing them, bro.
He is probably the only rapper outside, I want to say, Jeezy, Outkast of their catalog that Illmatic gets celebrated every year.
Every year.
Every year.
Yeah.
Like, this is the anniversary of Illmatic. Like, New York State of Mind was like to me, it was the best song, the hardest song. Yeah. I can still listen to it to this day.
You know, I grew up, when Nas dropped Illmatic, I was young. I was probably like 8, 9 years old. That got me through some shit too. Like, my mom died when I was 8 years old. That's when I moved to Queens. And that really just molded and shaped who I was, like hip hop music, New York. You know what I'm saying? At that point, fell in love with that shit, bro. First time I heard the Fugees, I remember my brother brought home the Fugees album, and I heard Ready or Not, and I heard that on. I was like, yo, what's that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I love rap, man.
You know, these stories, bro. These
for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's time to shoot.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's going on?
Tell me what's your complaints, Jasmine. She come knocking on the door. I love you, honey. Go ahead. I'll be in a minute. Go ahead. Go stay.
How was your little girl, man?
Yeah. So, what'd you say?
How was your little girl? I got a little one too. She's yeah.
Jasmine just turned 6 yesterday.
Just turned 6, man.
That's what's up, bro.
Yeah, man. Mine just turned 13 a few weeks ago.
Listen, she's the youngest. I got a 10-year-old daughter. I got a 13-year-old son, and I got twins that are 19.
Ooh, blessings, man.
Man, shout out to you, bro. I got a 14-year-old son, and that's it. I shut it down 14 years ago.
You have to wait on bro, I often think I'm like, which obviously we don't ever regret them. We love them, but when you are a hustler and you moving around this career, like, bro, if I just say I didn't make the choice to start the family, I can only imagine where I would have took off to, what I would have been doing, like the speed, because people don't realize what I do. Yo, a lot of people are like, yo, how do you do this shit? Like, yo, you managed to do the acting shit. You out here doing the music. You're in here. You're doing this food truck. Like, and you're doing all home duties, bro. You can do laundry, cook breakfast, cook dinner. You can clean the crib, go on a set, make it to the show, come back, rehearse, knock out 2 auditions. You know, like, I gotta thank God for that I'm able to do that. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Bro. To be alive right now is a good day. I was never, at fear for my life in the street shit, but it's the spiritual things that'll swallow you up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the spirit that'll swallow you up before the bullet will, for real, because people out here dead walking around and they don't have a purpose and they don't have a dream or a passion. And I'm like, so any chance I try to tell them, like, yo, you can do this. You can. And I try to, all the game I learned in this career so far, I try to share with people. And some of my homies like, yo, get paid off that. I'm like, I don't even know how to, bro. I don't know how to yet. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what it is. I know what it is. You know what I'm saying? I know what it's like.
Yeah. Nah,
Yeah.
I'm glad you shared that too, man. And thank you for being transparent and sharing a bit about your life and what you went through, man. And same with we're here in Houston in Texas, and so like we share like what we can with others as well, like that wants to get into this, and we tell them too, like inspiring, man. Like what you just sharing that story, like that inspired me right there. So that's another reason why we have people like yourself and others come on the platform because it really can inspire like a nation and to get moving, no matter if it's acting or what, like it really does inspire people, man. So thank you for sharing that, bro.
Yeah, of course, because I want y'all to see that. I want the world to see this. I want the world to really know who I am because eventually I want to be a big face. It's not about the fame, even though I would love to put the light on me, bro, because after all these years, put the light on what I'm doing right.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's because when people say, yo, you was just on Law and Order, boom, 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 bro. I was, and it was amazing. You know what I'm saying? It was amazing to get my first co-star on Law and Order and do that. But let me just show you a little bit what you really have to go through. Son, you have to go through some stuff.
Well, yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about your experience on Law and Order.
And bro, I'm gonna tell you, before I did the audition, right? Now I've done auditions before. But this audition, shout out to my man Shane. What do you call it? He read for me, and we did this audition, and I did like a few takes, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, let me choose between these two takes. So I got a go-to person. I go to my brother because he be watching movies like a book, and he be telling me straight up, and he's a character in damn self. So I'm like, it all boiled down to him. I said, all right, let me see if what Shane's saying is right. See if what I think is right. Jesse approved. I was like, I bet. Sent the audition tape in. That whole week, like the whole time I was waiting, honestly, I felt like it was only God moving because I'm equating it to that. Maybe the cast directors, everybody, they would have liked it. They would have did what they did if they wanted to exclude God out the picture. For me, it was personal because it was summertime out, you know what I'm saying? My pool was open, and I spent time with my worship music, bro. Like, really getting outside of my mind, not wanting anything for myself, but wanted to give God what was his first. Like, that's how I felt in my heart. Because a lot of times I feel like, Lord, I'm not even worthy of these blessings. You know what I'm saying? So I really felt like I took that time, and I felt like it landed. And I felt like it was God that delivered it because I gave him my time. And it happened, and I was super excited. I got pinned for it. And then they ended up doing the official booking because I heard like with a show like Law and Order, like when you get pinned for something like that, they move so quick, and usually if they pinning you, it's like they want you. You know what I'm saying? So that was wise words from my man James. So it happened.
And shout out to your brother, because I have a go-to person I send my tapes to is James. I always send them to James.
Yeah.
And it's like James is sending it to us. So that's really the unsung heroes. Because it's now that you say that, I believe every actor has that go-to person that they send their auditions to before they send it out to the casting directors. Like, hey, bro, how you like that?
They trust their judgment. Yeah.
Yeah, they trust their judgment. Yeah.
So fast forward, boom, shooting day. Fitting. I live upstate now, you know what I'm saying? So anytime there's a fitting or something like that, I'm driving at least 2 hours, 2.5 hours to Brooklyn, depending if there's traffic. No problem. I was hyped. You know what I mean? 10 minutes, throw them clothes on, walk back out, drive back upstate. Cool. We get to set, tired like a motherfucker. I think I worked the food truck that night. And I be working, going to bed at like 4 or 5 in the morning. So I was exhausted. I get down there to the location and get to my trailer. I'm like, I'm getting my own trailer. You know what I'm saying? This is how I know I got to graduate from where I'm at, from one co-star to a guest star to a series regular. the trailer was that narrow room.
Yeah.
It was just a narrow room. I'm like, better than nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
yeah.
So we load up in the van. I sit down now. Automatically with me, I'm trying to figure out who's who. My eyes is peeled, trying to figure out who I'm going on set with. You know what I mean? Who's the big dogs? Where they at? So I get in the van, and Rick Gonzalez, you know, Reyes on the show. Rick slides in the van. I'm like, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here with the big dogs. I'm sitting on the van with a big dog right now because Rick's been in the game for years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fast forward, we get to the location. We're on set, and I just went in there and I did like I knew what I had to do. I was proud of myself. They were all pleased with my work, and me and Rick had a chance to chop it up. We were talking, and I felt so much similarities in the way he was working to the way I was working. So our communication was everything was just natural. Everything was like, we knew what we had to do, go in there, do it. And on top of that, we had mad things in common when we were talking. We were both music guys. He had DJ. We both, you know what I'm saying? We kind of run the same type of crowds and shit like that. So it felt really good. I felt it was a true blessing to be able to be there and work with him like that. You know, he was even like, yo, thank you. You helped me. You know what I'm saying? Because the first thing we established when we got in that van, when we get off, we fucking tired. He had a long night. I had a long night. So we were right there on the same page. It was like, all right, well, we're gonna get the work done anyway, you know. And co-star scenes, they're small, but they're major. And that's gonna be your chance to make that impact. You know, that's your first time on set. And people are gonna be working with you, they can see your face, they can say, I like the way this guy moves. I like the way he pays attention. He's, you know, how you applying yourself. Like, that's not the time to slack. To any fellow actor coming up that thinks that, you know, you did the audition, they booked you, and then the work's done, which I don't think you feel that way, but I don't think you would. But, you know, just walking that motherfucker like you know what you're doing, man.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Learn apply what you learned, and be as grounded and real as possible. And when they say, you know, you can't waste time on set, when you see all that equipment, you see all them people moving around, you're like, oh, I can't be the one to fuck up the money.
Oh no, because time is money. And then also too, you got to get on these sets like you belong.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
I did a commercial in Oklahoma, and they flew me out, paid for my room, paid for my Uber, paid for my food, and I'm thinking I'm just gonna be the background guy.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're gonna be actually in the commercial. They didn't do this all for the background guy.
Yeah.
You know, and I felt like that I didn't belong. But you gotta think about when people are investing into you, and you just said this too, man, you don't want to let people down.
No,
man.
you don't.
Like,
you don't.
Man, be on set, man, on time, be courteous to everybody.
Yeah.
You
know? And every time I showed up, like, I've done several films, so I'm waiting for this film to drop. It's called Bunker, right? It's actually got some A-listers up in that month. I was Natasha Ward, casting director. Shout out to Natasha. I got casted as a cop and as background in this movie, and my whole time in my mind was, just wait, maybe they'll move you to get some speaking lines. Maybe there's a chance.
Yeah.
Went on set. I'm in a room, me and a couple other good brothers. I'm arresting Katie Cassidy. She's in the hospital bed. You know what I'm saying? She, you know, whatever. I'm not gonna tell the story, but
yeah,
I'm working with Katie Cassidy, Kate Bosworth, Tyrese is on set, Christopher Beckes, Devin Sauer. Like, you got some heavyweights in here.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, this shit got a good cast.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So we all in the same building. You feel me? Now, my energy when I go somewhere, hair and makeup, love me. they got good personality. You know, we all vibing now. You know what I'm saying? Everything's a vibe. The set, being on that set was dope. It was I seen emotions flaring because I could see the hard work that these guys were doing. There were some heavy emotional scenes. So my man Christopher Beckes, I can see that, like, his scenes were like, I just realized I seen what they had to go through to really bring a character there. So when I'm taking notes on all these sets, you feel what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, bro, look at, they're really jumping into a mode. You know what I mean? Like, you're transforming. And that's why I say, yo, when I walk on these sets, bro, I gotta be ready for whatever.
Yeah.
You know? Anyway, the cool thing was they wrapped it. And then like a month later, they called me. I was like, listen, we want you to come back. The ending's just not, something's not right with the ending. Boom, boom, boom. Yo, speak some lines. I'm like, oh shit, it happened. So you just got to be ready. You got to go in there, walk like you're ready. You know, like that on the fly. I had to improvise, like I'm discovering bodies and shit. So I'm like, all right, well, let me just kind of be me and let me go. You know, you just got to be ready for whatever. Say with the movie Brain Fest. Watch me that one. I can't wait to that one. We almost done with that one.
Yeah.
Got a couple more. This shit called Brain Fest. Shout out to Wally World, Priest, and the whole team. Shabazz, Luke Stephens. Yeah, it's going to be a fire movie. Just, I don't know, man. Every set I go on, I'm trying to deliver. I want to make these people proud of me. I want them to say, yo, I'm glad I chose you.
That's right. That's right.
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
Shout out to Mark John Jeffries. We shooting this Innocent Minds film. We still trying to wrap this one up. It's been a long time coming. Working with him was great. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, what else, man? I don't know, man. Just so much. Yeah. It's just that my point is, why? What's that term? Stay ready, so you ain't got to get ready or something.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. And you even been to not to cut you off. You even been to London too, right? You went
no.
Okay.
Not, yeah,
not yet. Been? Okay, gotcha. I was like, let me just double check and ask real quick. But yeah, man. But I mean, well, we gonna manifest it.
Yeah, we're gonna manifest it.
We're gonna manifest it
around the world with this, and
man,
we manifesting a possible booking for this HBO shit. Maybe they call Monday. I don't know.
Let's go.
I auditioned. You know what I mean? Auditioned for a new show on HBO, The Chair. Well, it got NDA on it, but you know, hoping one of these things land. You feel me?
Hopefully, man.
Something gonna land, bro. You keep on working. That's all we can do, man. Like, it's crazy too, cause like I had an audition for Law and Order too. So like I love just hearing people book.
Yeah, for sure. I want to book Chicago shows, but I mean, I did scene work for, these workshops and stuff. Like I done seen Nick Picario. I done seen a lot of them. Like, man, Chicago PD. They'd be like, yo, get on Chicago PD. Dude, I'm like, I would. Maybe it's because I'm not local. I don't know. But
I can see you on there too.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on, son. Yo,
so let me I'm gonna bring this up. So, how you feel about like being typecast? Is that a problem with you, or what else, John?
Genre. Look,
yeah.
Shows I want to be on. I want to be on shows like Harlem. You know what I'm saying? With Megan Good and all the, you know what I mean? All the joints on there. Just I like the love stories. I like the romantic joints. You know what I'm saying? Right. They entertaining to me. You know what I'm saying? Harlem, Godfather, Harlem. The typecasting thing. It's a blessing, but it's also like, I need to show you what else we can do here, because at least I know if they're gonna typecast me and I'm in New York, I know there's gonna be a shitload of work they could probably put me on.
That's right.
Gravesend, Law and Order, Blue Bloods. I know they read shit with that. Like shows like that, I guess. But yo. 50, holla at me. Courtney Kemp, you still writing? holla at me. Rory Bergman. Christina Croman knows what's up, but I know she ain't on Ghost no more. But hey, any casting directors, fucking power. I'm right here.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, yo, Jokes and Sakura, we love you, dog. We love you, Tommy. But they said that I tried to fight it for mad long. But I might need to be your family member, bro, because this is me naturally.
Yeah. I would love that.
You're like a cousin.
Yo, man, not for real. Go
shout out to fucking Chris Lofton too. Your boyfriend can't cook. Shout out to my man Chris Lofton. Shout out to Mike Rennie Jr. Oh, you guys see it. You know what? I got the hoodie on the day one. I always rock this one. My day one hoodie. The crew has it. Yeah, I'm just in, the whole universe, man, the whole power universe. I just really fuck with the energy around that team. I love how everybody's a superstar, and I love how it just, I like how it talks to me, man. I really hope that, I'm just trying to get my green light gang chain 50. I told you.
Yeah, yes, sir.
I just want my chain, dog. I just want my chain because I want to know, because that's going to represent that, yeah, I came and I did what I had to do. But I'm not going out. I'm not trying to go out like, a couple of people we know in the universe. You don't want to go these bad.
Don't bite that hand. Don't bite that hand, huh?
Yeah.
It's really all love with me. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I see where I want to be. I got these visions, and I really do want to make them real. And I do believe that I have to give God his before I think mine's going to fall into place. So I just constantly try to figure out how to discipline myself and be mindful of that in each step that I take, because life is truly a journey. And I know people believe in karma and all that. And I think that karma is real, but I think just God's realer than any other thing and label we put on it. And I truly want my heart to be right with God, and I want to do right by my people. And when I say my people, I mean just anybody I encounter, anybody I come across. I want to take any judgment out of my mind, any foul talk out of my lips. I don't want none of that, because tomorrow's not promised. And at the end of the day, before this movie shit, I want eternal life, and I want my children, my wife, and I want my family to have that. And I don't know, we just all work in progress, but I want to live the full experience. If I'm going to do it with acting and I'm going to do this here, I want the full joy that I can get from it. And I want to really reap the benefits of my hard work. But I want it all to be on a foundation that is not faulty, because my whole life I built it on a faulty foundation by thinking that hustling and shit was going to get me somewhere.
That's right.
I'm scared of that. I'm scared. But right now my heart's set. I'm focused where I'm at, and still overcoming some obstacles that from my past. But I know that they're going to pass. And I know that when I come up out of this shit, we're going to be victorious.
Yes, sir, man. That's a gem right there in itself. I was just about to ask you to, drop a gem or some advice before we wrap up, bro. So you got any advice you can give to the audience before we wrap?
Some advice? Yeah, I got some advice. Believe in yourself. Don't run away when it gets hard. Just remember, if it's getting hard, you step to the plate and you fight to get through something, then you're doing exactly what you needed to do, because it's not supposed to be easy. You're supposed to fight every moment. And sometimes the fight is going to be a nice, easy one, and sometimes it's going to be a hard one. But you've got to make sure that you're doing everything possible to be equipped, because somebody is on a battlefield right now fighting for their dream who is doing probably 10 times more than what you're doing. And if you ain't researching what you need to do, if you ain't taking classes, if you're not building an acting community around you, if you're not studying, if you're not listening to a podcast, if you're not listening to just something every day that's feeding something about your desire and your interest, there's a chance that somebody is on the side that you won't see that's putting the cup over that flame, bro. And your flame is going to start to die down. You're going to fucking strip it of all its oxygen, and you're going to figure out what happened. And it's real simple. You just stay focused, and you know what I'm saying? You won't lose sight of it, and you won't allow that shit to happen. So We know how quick things creep up on you. In a day, something can change. In a day. Sometimes within the day, it can change. Because you can wake up on 100 and you can go to sleep on 0 and not even realize it because you'll be distracted. So make sure you remove all distractions out of your life. You know what I'm saying? Don't let these women distract you. Don't let your peers distract you. Don't let money distract you because the love of money ain't shit, bro. It don't matter. You gotta remove all those distractions out the way, man, and keep in sight what it is you truly want to accomplish. Because I needed people around me that held me accountable. So you got to figure out who to keep and who's got to go. Simple as that. And what things to keep and what things got to go. Because, bro, this is a full-time journey. And for all the actors that got to work your ass off a couple of jobs and still do this shit, if you're complaining about your first job, yeah, I'm sorry. You might not have what it takes to last. You know what I'm saying? And if you do complain because you're human, check yourself and get that shit on check, because you gotta do what you gotta do. Or last piece of advice, I encourage you, start your own business somehow. I know it ain't easy, but try to find a way to be creative, ways that you can make money and free up your time to do this. Because it's the only way you're gonna make it through this, because this is a long game, a long run, the long run. This ain't no overnight. And if you get it overnight, bro, I'm happy for you. Word.
Man, I appreciate that, man.
Man, that's what I'm talking about. Eric, let everybody know where they can follow you at.
Yeah. All right, so first off, you can follow me everywhere at Eric Notez. Notes with a Z, ERICNOTEZ. All one word. That's my Venmo, my Cash App, my Zelle, my Apple Pay. I'm joking. Yeah, but Eric Notez everywhere. My government name is Eric Salamone. That is what's on my IMDb's, my credits and all that. I wanted to put Eric Notez, but when I started out, I was like, I don't want there to be no confusion. Y'all better know my real name, so don't send the checks nowhere else. But but yeah, man, that's what it is. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir, man.
And we appreciate you.
Go Knicks, baby.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go
Knicks.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Yo.
Yes, sir. You had to. I know. Yeah. I'm rooting for you. I ain't gonna lie. I am rooting for y'all, man. I know.
No, nobody don't want to see Indiana and OKC. That's gonna be boring.
Nah, I want to see New York in that. Man.
New York energy is crazy right now, bro. New York is just different. New York,
yeah.
Come on, it's just different right now.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Eric Salamone, aka Eric Notez. Thank you for being on the Just Acting Up show, y'all.
Yeah, bro. So I also wanted to mention, I had to give a shout out, to the point of every actor has to be out there and work and constantly just do something every day. I get that we're not all equipped with the skill set, so some of us don't know how to work the cameras. We ain't got the sound guy. I encourage you, start at your local college and them kids that's coming up, bro. You want to get with the people that's still learning like you as an actor, and get with these people that know how to work this equipment and stuff like that, and build yourself a team. It took me a while, but now I got my team, you know what I'm saying? My man Mel, Mike Millions. And you can see content pretty much coming from my page real soon. If you come follow my page, you'll see us kind of cross promoting on each other's pages and shit. But we got a nice little team right now, you know what I'm saying? Shooting reels. Right now we getting down to shooting films. We putting scripts together right now as we speak. And we also doing scenes, just working on content. Don't be afraid. I know every actor that's going to watch this interview who hasn't made that step yet, or you definitely thought about it. You definitely thought, damn, I wish I could film something. Do not be scared, bro. Do it. There's people out there that have the same interests and similarities as you, and you can form a team, especially if you're involved in these acting communities. Reach out to your people. Reach out to your actors. Write your scripts. Just stay busy in any way, shape, or form. And I just, I had to shout it out there. My man Mel, Mike Millions, he's been a blessing to me. We just shot some content yesterday, actually. So I can't wait till we, edit that up. It's going to be fire. And I just want to shout him out. Shout out Wes, and all the other actors that kind of came out. My man Aaron, and they all in the acting community, bro. We got people coming from the acting community. So I encourage you, get your team together. Don't be scared, bro.
That's
Go
right.
get a tripod. Go get a light. Just start with that first. And don't be afraid. Be brave, right? Be courageous in this. You got to be courageous, because don't worry about what people think it's going to look like. Don't think about how I don't want it on Tubi. Just don't think that way yet. Just you're a creative. Create. And you're going to be amazed at the growth that happens when you actually just take the time to do that and not think about, what if I fail? You ain't gonna fail. You'll never know, bro. You'll never know if you don't try. So
that's right.
Real talk.
And I appreciate that, man.
Yes, sir.